Welcome to our project class from Class Intelligence Perspective in Business and Politics. Hello, we are Group H, Faculty of Economy and Social Science from Bakri University. We're going to do presentation scenario planning of topic analysis of the future of natural gas in Indonesia. In here, we have our team, Syed Iqbal, Ridho Alfiandy, Muhammad Abdurrahim, and mariaramliani, which is it's me as the speaker itself. Let's take a look at this one. This is our outline. We have 5 stages. Stage 1 is key focal issue, Stage 2 is driving force, Stage 3 is scenario, Stage 4 is option consideration assumption, and then the last one, Stage 5 is integration of early warning sign. In this Stage 1 in our discussion, the main focus is on the form of how is an opportunity or stage alternative can occur. In order to support the topic we mentioned about the stage natural gas in Indonesia, in other words, as it should be to show a strategy in the form of natural risks to gas era today. Moreover, natural gas is interpreted very profitable for Indonesia when managed and utilized by the relevant industry. The design or idea that is being worked on will be strategic to encourage developing a shared vision for the future. We both know that now is not just oil that is support the economy. However, use of natural gas is also very necessary, carefully calculate. Condition Indonesia has oil and gas quite a lot of nature to be its own advantage. Even the technology, Indonesia is arguably still not much to cultivate it. However, behind the shortage, it turns out that the government itself already has a plan that we felt to be an alternative or reform as an opportunity for the future of natural gas in Indonesia. As the government announced themselves plan to commit in increasing the use of natural gas, which has a first of about 142.72 trillion standard cubic feet as energy clean and environmentally friendly. Then through the stipulation of government regulation numbers 79 of 2014 concerning police national energy, the government will targeting the use of natural gas increase from 90% to 24% in 2050, with the hope that together we can realize economic independence by move strategic sector, domestic economy, and several package economy policy. Based on the data that it was found that the use of natural gas for domestic around 58.59%, while for the own export amounted to 41.41%, with maximization afford no later than year 2036. The use of natural gas can be 100%. In addition, the government will also invite stakeholders, traders, agency, business, political elite, energy observe, economy and society in the effort to maintain awareness of gas availability ahead. Not without reason, considering that natural gas is now a commodity that compete with commodities others such as oil, coal, and renewable energy source. Not only that, the government will also focus on building the existing gas infrastructure in Indonesia, especially in the eastern part, considering the use potential of gas in region that with the shared hope that supports national energy security. Expected effort as from targeted maximization for the future, the government is getting serious by getting about 53 project existing gas infrastructure in eastern Indonesia, starting from the construction of mini bridges, transmission pipeline construction storage unit, to build refineries in some area that are still utilizing electricity with a machine-based diesel, which is not environmentally friendly. Then with the infrastructure project will be friendly electricity improvement with the help of liquefied natural gas or LNG. Now, stage 2 driving force in this section, like you can see, we put this way to show exploration and scanning for driving force acting on gas earth that can affect a lot of field that occur in the future. Driving force and the sequences of events in the formation of an event that walk and what happens in the effect the future of the scenario existing. Well, we will be discuss that one in the next slide. For this one, optimizing the use of natural gas in the country can be option for achieving natural energy security. As you can see here, from this existing arrangement here, there is a connection between one and the other one which are interconnected. Several variations of this driving force explain several things that have an effect on the world gas. There are variations in driving force that can be an influence in the future, from natural gas it is connected to business, economy, infrastructure, government, environmental condition, and to the population itself. Well, like you can see in here, it started connecting from one to another one, and it keep going connecting and like that. Upstream gas sector plays as important role in the period transition. Even at this time, natural gas will become the main energy because it is relatively more clean compared to other existing fossil energy. Furthermore, stage 3 scenario can be seen as a whole. In this scenario, there are key drivers, namely economic and government. Then there is business sector and infrastructure and environmental condition based on the population of the community. However, in reality, the economy will be the main key driver in terms of gas use, because basically the ability of community to use gas also depends on the economy, and vice versa. The value of natural gas in the community will depend on the demand and supply that exists in the community. From an economy point of view, the use of natural gas as a raw material for industry and households has enormous opportunity. This is because natural gas is used for various things in everyday life, and it's included as an important commodity in life. As a result, the opportunity for export is also very high due to the high natural gas demand by the community. However, the use of natural gas needed by various sectors affect price derived from public supply and demand. This can happen in the quantity of natural gas available does not match the needs of the community, which will then making natural gas more scarce and difficult to obtain. So that is has the potential to experience price increases, which will affect the community decline due to the declining purchasing power of the people affected by the economy they have. In order to anticipate the economy downturn due to the increase in the natural gas price, the government role is very much needed. In this case, the government holds the main key to be an important actor in terms of managing existing energy resource, including the economy. This is because every day the public interest in energy is increasing, while the stock of the energy itself is running low. As a result, the government must pursue various policies to produce alternative solutions that are needed by the community. As the population grows in the world, use of fossil energy such as gas earth can affect the air, land, water, and can have a climate. And in this case, can increase global warming caused by burning fossil energy, which affect the air and climate so that it can create a potential snowball effect, driven by the role of government as the provider of the energy for the community and the regulator of the balance of energy use in society, and ultimately result in an increase in the effect of massive energy use, which then it will have a bigger impact over time. Not only the impact on climate change, but can also have an impact on other sectors such as business and development. In fact, fossil energy or natural gas can also affect the business sector and development or infrastructure. This matter due to the potential of energy gas abundance in Indonesia can be an attractive aspect for investor to invest in natural gas branches in Indonesia. In this slide, stage 4 option consideration assumption of this, we have listed the existing best condition and worst condition, all of which have an effect on the existing key drivers. While you can see on the screens, the way we put it, I will also explain some of them in a little detail in this regard. The international economy in Indonesia is influenced by development in the world, commodity price, and the role of government in infrastructure development. High economic growth was mainly recorded in areas with natural resource-based economies. The government is in the process of reforming the use of natural gas and turning it into a driving force for national economy, creating added value and energy source. Therefore, the role of the government, investor, expert, and other stakeholders is very important. Indonesia is also ranked first for trust and confidence in national government based on Gallup data. The data issued by the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, in this publication enlightened government at the glance 2017. For developing national economy, economic growth national by GDP expenditure in 2017 was recorded at 5.07%, a slightly higher number compared to the previous year of 5.03%. Growth in 2017 was supported by the movement of export and investment, which improved in 2017, in line with conducive global condition and well-maintained domestic economic stability. The strength role of export and investment can be seen in the second contribution. This component to grow the economy increased when compared to 2016. government through Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources (ASDM), continue to encourage the use of natural gas by domestic industry. The Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources has also prepared a number of steps to optimize the absorption of domestic gas. The use of gas to meet the needs of the domestic industry continues to increase from year to year. This year, industry sector was recorded as the largest consumer by absorbing 97.44 PBTUD, or 28.22% of the total utilization of national gas production. After that, fertilization factor absorbed 250.03 BBTUD, or 12.55% electricity, and meanwhile the electricity is 681.50 BBTUD, or 12.07%, and domestic liquefied natural gas (LNG) is 50.4.51 BBTUD, or 80.91%. Another effort made by the government to encourage the absorption of natural gas is to build gas infrastructure, including in the eastern Indonesia, as is stated for the use of diesel. Now, from all of this, in the general, exploitation and use of natural energy source for meet human needs will always have negative impact on environment. Of course, like in air and climate, water and land. Here are the presented some negative impact of using fossil energy, humans and the environment. Total of this world population continue to increase every year to see increase in energy needs. In the investable like today, almost all of them human energy needs to obtain from the conversion of fossil energy source, such as electricity generation and equipment transportation that use fossil energy as its energy source directly or indirectly. This has a negative impact on the environment and the health of living things because the pursuit from burning fossil energy produce harmful pollutants, like you can see in the screen right now. For the next one, and for last one, Indonesia managed to reach the ranking 72 out of ranking 91. This achievement to making Indonesia into the category of the best 10 of top performer in the world in terms of ease of doing business. The investment risk is getting better for internal investor. This condition is the best. The rating upgrade is supported by the more credible and effective policy framework of government and other authorities in supporting macroeconomic stability, support by continued investment licensing reform at the central and regional level, as well as the determination of industrial sector priorities that will have a positive impact, of course. In the long term, it will show optimism from external parties towards fiscal health. Indonesian investment is a source economy recovery in 2017. Planting gross domestic fixed capital (PMTB) at 2017 grew 9.50% increase compared to the year in 2016 achievement of 40.47%. The increase was sourced from all investment components, both building investment and non-building investment. Building investment has a share of more than 70% of the total investment, growing by infrastructure project development support. Construction investment growth was recorded at a 9.2%, higher than the previous year growth of 5.2%. The acceleration of infrastructure project, among others, is reflected in the rating increase, which will increase global investors' confidence because the business climate in Indonesia is getting better, and the government will focus on building gas infrastructure in Eastern Indonesia, given the use potential of gas in the region that can be utilized to support national energy security. Indonesia produces about twice the natural gas it consumes. However, this does not mean that domestic gas production meets domestic gas demand. In fact, there is a shortage of gas for domestic industry in Indonesia. The state gas company (PTN) has not been able to meet domestic demand. Now, for this slide, the last one is stage 5 interrogation early warning sign. Here is the identified as a early warning sign. From the existing table scenario, as you can see that we put in here, there are several points that are included. While looking at this slide on the screen, I will explain it. As you can see, the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources has established various task force units, including the National Exploration Committee the Oil and Gas Governance Performance Committee, the Implementing Management Unit for the National Electricity Development Program, and the Energy Development Acceleration Task Force. New Renewable and Energy Conversation. The task force consists of individuals from government, industry, representative, and academic. The issue raised here the lack of technology for make maximum use of oil and gas in Indonesia. The strategy followed by management approach is carried out by the government of Indonesia, in which the Ministry of Finance cooperates with the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources to form a sound, accountable policy framework. The Ministry of Finance explained that boosting oil and gas, including gas investment, requires fiscal support or incentivity. Contracts certainly are what is very important, namely efficient and technology. To deal with the problem of underutilization of natural gas reservoirs in Indonesia, PGN or PT Perusahaan Gas Negara CBK is committed to supporting the natural gas management strategy by supplying infrastructure in the Kendal industrial estate, as well as supplying natural gas. This strategic plan also goes through a management approach that respects cooperation, which is cooperation between company with government and national use of natural gas. Like you can see, I put in there. The government is also developing the Cirebon to Semarang pipeline, while will become strategy in the future. It is planned that PT Perusahaan Gas Negara will supply natural gas and infrastructure in K Kendal with gas needs of around 37 BBTUD and KIT Batang around 10 BBTUD later if this project is successful. Management of natural gas supply demand in Java will be more efficient thanks to this infrastructure and the government strategy in the utilization of national natural gas will get better. Now for the next one, apart from the problem of utilization gas reservoirs, the government currently has a goal to use renewable energy and reduce the use of fossil fuels in the future, which is produce too much carbon emission. Here, natural gas an important role to take the transition because of the carbon emission that produced natural gas tend to be good from other natural energies. It become the government strategy plan in the transition to a lot of fossil energy produce carbon emission, which use low emission energy carbon. To that end, the government plans to reduce greenhouse gas emission of 314 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent CO2a to 368 million tons of CO2a in 2030 through the development of renewable energy. Then natural gas is utilized as well as possible in the country, while natural gas energy is targeted to reach a portion of 24% in the national energy mix at the year 2050. Indonesia's target is to produce 12 PSCVD of natural gas by 2013. With this, there will be a surplus potential and can export the natural gas commodity. For the next one in here, natural gas reserves in Indonesia itself, there are natural gas reserves in Indonesia can be categorized as abundant. However, the recent crisis can be the cause of minor obstacles in this development. In 2022, the new type of coronavirus 2019 nCoV, designed as a pandemic by the agency World Health Organization named COVID-19, SKK Migas or work units specifically for upstream business activities, oil and gas plans prepare anticipation if the virus spread into the country after make a wait and see attitude. SKK Migas perform a number of steps, namely adjustment of upstream oil and gas activity and decline in oil prices, or along with the gas prices. For the last, I want to say thank you so much for your already watching and listening to our presentation, our explanation of our scenario planning project, and that's all I want to say. Thank you so much once again.